Okay, guys, I think I'm going to start.
Okay.
So that we're able to also save time, and then for those who want to be able to go and do other stuff, we are also able to do so. So now, how many people are conversant with MT5 or MT4?
I think most of us are conversant with MT4.
Perfect. So this, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can. It's blue.
Okay.
Okay, now it's reflecting a graph.
Yeah. So basically, this is how it is on PC, but on your phone, it's almost the same. So kindly those people who have a background noise, please mute. Now, so basically this is where the information about the account holder is put. So you see, for purposes of this, I'm using a demo account for demonstration. So now under things like file, you are able to select a different or a new instrument. If you are purely VIX person, you tackle them from here. If you are step person, now these are the categories as they are, all of them. Then now there's this bit, which is open data folder. This now is for people who are using things like indicators, custom indicators. When you open here, you're able to put them. If it's a robot that you have, you're able to open here and paste the needed files. Then you have open account. This is where now when you've freshly downloaded MetaTrader, now you have your choices here. If the company is not here, you key it in here, and then you say find company. And then now you click next. But for us who are derivative people, once you have successfully logged into deriv, then it should appear here. Now, when you want to be able to see all the instruments at your disposal, what you do, sometimes it comes when it's slashed. So you make sure you come to symbol, you click, for those who would have not done it, you click on show all. That's when now you'll be able, this menu expands and you'll be able to go all the way. The other bit now is your view. Your view, you can have the bar. This is the option of the bar graph. There's the candlesticks. And then when you're doing your analysis, if you want to use the line chart for purposes of, you see like these wicks that are here. when you're doing your analysis and you want to capture the place where the candle closes without this, you come now here to your line chart, such that if you are to put a line, now this is where your instruments, your tools, sorry, are. So you're able to click here and you put it there. When you put it there, if you compare the line chart and your candlestick, you'll see where it is. So if you were to take a trade here, you'd have to cater for this week, and that's why sometimes a signal can be given with consideration of this here, and then it goes all the way here before it shoots up, like in this scenario. The other bit is here, algo trading. Once you've copied your documents here, now this is the final step where you click on algo trading, and then this changes, and then now your robot or whatever it is starts its work. If you want to open a new order, this is it. Now, I wanted specifically to talk about this for one reason. Now this is where now it's going to be interactive. Do you remember when Panther was talking about when he gives you a specific price to enter? Welcome, Panther.
Thank you.
So now, guys, do you remember when Panther was giving you guys a signal where he tells you enter at this price?
Yes.
Now, what he meant is, without saying much, is you come here to pending orders. Market execution is when he tells you CMP, current market price. That is now under market execution. But when he gives you a specific price, that is now where you come under pending orders. Now, when you come under pending orders, there this under this type, there is a buy limit, there's a sell limit, there's a buy stop, there's a sell stop, there's a buy stop limit, and there's a sell stop. So, okay, I forgot to tell you guys, for those who would want to take notes, you can take notes. For those who can be able to hear and memorize, you can do the same. You're not limited. Now, let us start with the buy limit. The buy limit is where, let us look at price like where, okay. Buy limit, an example would be buy limit would be somewhere like here. Here, when you have such a zone and you have rectangle, and you have this zone here. Here, for those who would want to make safe, if I may say, if you want to make safe entries, what would happen is, once your price has moved to this place, you can decide your safe entry would be above this zone. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So if it is if your safe zone is above for purposes of you don't want, maybe you have an allergy to seeing negative values, it gives you small heart attack. So in that case, what you can do is you enter once the formation of the green candle has happened. You wait until it has gone above this zone. Now that is, and you'll forgive me, that is where now I will talk about the buy stop for reasons of where now I've reached. The buy stop now would be where now it is continuing. You set your buy stop here on the on this level or this price. Let me highlight it here. Let me try and change the color so that it doesn't look all the same. Yeah, now here, once you enter here, you will see that the candle went up, closed, then continued. Now here, you will not see negatives. Now that is what is considered as a buy stop. What you do is you come now here to your order. From here, once you identify where exactly you want to enter, if you come to, excuse me, when you come to properties, it will give you this value. With this value, this is what now you copy and paste here at price. Now, once you're doing this, you're doing it before now this candle has actually manifested to where it is. So once now, do you guys remember when I was telling you that just like how our ancestors used to lay traps and then leave them and come to check later, Forex has the same thing. Guys.
Mr. David.
It seems guys here are not interactive.
We are
Let me
listening.
see.
Okay,
We hear you.
So the trap I was talking about is now what we, in this case, would be this blue line. So once you set it, you go, you hang out with friends or whatever, bearing in mind that you have a stop loss according to the money you are willing to lose. Once you set it, this candle will now progress. Once you reach this level, it triggers. Then now it continues, bearing in mind you've already put your TP. So it will now go all the way. If your TP was here, then it exits your trade. That is a buy stop. Is there any question?
No.
Fine. Now,
You may continue.
for those who would have been lucky to enter this movement, then you're like, I want also this, whatever goes up must come down. I want to also catch it going down. There's now something that is there for you, a trap called the sell limit. The sell limit is now where you have identified your roof. You then now say that this trap of yours, you're not going to set it in a place where, according to what you have formerly seen, is above. So you're going to set it in a region where you know very well the candles fall. Now that is now where you're going to set it somewhere like here. Once now the movement has, the bullish movement has ended, and then the bearish candle starts. Once it reaches this point, trigger.
Device is ready to pair.
And I repeat, you'll just, once you identify this level, you take this price here and you paste it here at price. And then after that, you begin to make sure that you have your stop loss and take profit in place. And also not forgetting your lot size. It is very important because you might ignore it in a rush to place this, and then you put a lot size and it, like now, it can, let me for example, it like now, you can put a level where it will end up shooting up before it completely shoots down. It will blow your account. So you need to be able to put your stop loss and your lot size. It's very important. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Sure, sure.
Okay,
Yes.
now I've covered the buy limit and the buy stop and the sell limit. Now the buy limit is when you are here. I mean, this is now a bearish movement. Let's use an example of here now. It's going down, and you've seen the first touch here, second touch. Use this where there are reversals, like now here. There is now a perfect one is here. This one of the week is a bit tricky because you would have to put a bigger stop loss. Something like this. If you put your sell limit, your buy limit here, once this movement finishes, and then now this starts to form, it will be triggered until it goes all the way up and your take profit, your TP is hit. Same thing with here. If you set it here on this blue line, which we had said is our trap, when this candle forms here, it triggers and then it goes up. According to what
Mr. Tosini, can you please mute your audio? Mr. Tosini, please mute your audio.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
according to what your TP is, of course, even in the case of the hunter always checks his traps to see whether it has caught enough for the day. So if these two candles are enough for you, then you can close. But sometimes, who is that who is making noise? Okay, now, according, what was I saying? Yeah. So if these two candles, the money that has been generated is enough for you, then you can close. But again, what Panther was talking about, greed can finish you, because like now, this person who entered here, it went all the way up, came down, went up again, went down, almost at entry. Now it's going up again. Now here, for those people who their psychology is a bit, they are not hard-headed, you'll now be saying, you'll be panicking, you'll be saying this thing is rigged against me, they want to finish me. So you will close. Okay, you'd have closed with some profit, but there's somebody who closed here at almost at the point of entry, so you make nothing. That's why Panther was telling you about it. Psychology is very important. Once you have told yourself the amount of money you're willing to lose, you have to remember that that money has to be sacrificed for you to be able to make more money. Meaning, you have to be patient enough to let things play out and then now go your direction. Now for this person, if they were patient, now once this candle engulfs this one, engulfing is let no one make it seem very complex. It just means a candle that covers the other. It's bigger. Like for instance, how small children look at very tall men and they keep on looking up. Now that tall man is this engulfing candle here, while the child is busy looking and saying this man is very tall. Now that is now this candle. Now once it covers this, you can now successfully or comfortably close with your profits in place. Or there's something called a trail stop. A trail stop is trying to look for it, but I can't find it. Anyway, it is if this is your point of entry, and now you're in profit, you can decide to put your stop loss here. So it moves from here to here. So you will not make a loss. The only thing is you will make profit. But if you had told yourself you're going to make $200, it will you will only be able to secure this said amount if at all it reverses. But if it goes all the way up, all the profit is yours. So far, any question?
All good.
Okay, now I'm left with, I've done the buy limit, the sell limit, the buy stop, and the sell stop. The sell
Mr. David.
Yes.
Mr. David.
Yes.
I think after this session,
yes,
I figured out that most people don't really use a computer when it comes to trading. People use phone too much. So I'm
Yes.
suggesting that after we are done with the computer one,
yeah,
maybe, because I'm
Yeah.
also charging my phone now,
yeah,
maybe we can also give them the mobile version.
no problem.
Okay, so far, this is the part that you started with, right?
Yeah,
Okay, fine. Let's finish this one, and then we give them the mobile version as well.
okay.
And please, guys, pay attention. Guys, pay attention. You really have to pay attention. These things are very important. What Mr. David is teaching you right now is very important, because like I was saying yesterday, in most cases, we've had people whereby when you tell them to say buy at this price, they don't know. They just go to direct execution, which is very, very bad, because at the end of the day, we get names like they give bad signals, they are scammers, they are what? We don't give bad signals as such. We're not scammers. It's because we are giving signals to people who do not know how to apply them. And that becomes a problem, you see? So guys, let's pay attention to what David is talking about now. When this session is done, we have another session, the mobile way of putting stop loss, trail stops, and all those things. You can carry on. You can carry on, David.
Okay. Now the other bit is the sell stop. Sell stop is basically when I told you about this trap here. This is the highest point for this candle, not this range. If you are here and you are setting a sell limit, this is the highest point. So you can set it here and it will be triggered. But there is that person there are those people who target maybe 15 pips, 15, 20 pips. So that person, what they'll do is they'll be like, I don't want to be greedy. I'm going to take a very short trade, which would be at this point. Now, this is now a sell stop. It is like the example of, yes, I've gotten the perfect example. It's like the person who A sell limit is like the person who enters a train or a taxi, or in Kenya we call them matatus, is public transport, at the starting point. That is a sell limit. A sell stop is the person who catches that bus along the way for the ride. And the end of the movement is now the last destination. So a sell stop now is one of the bus stops within that range. So it can be here, it can be here, it can be here, and the end destination here. So basically that is an example of a sell stop. And a sell stop and a buy stop are the same thing. It's just that a sell stop involves this movement going downwards, and a buy stop is going upwards. That is plainly it. Buy stop limits are kind of the same thing. The only thing here is it has now here what happens is the parameters that you set here, if it doesn't go that direction, they don't trigger at all. For both the buy stop limit and the sell stop limit. So if your parameters are commands, just like how a dog is told sit, roll, jump, you are able to command this thing to execute trades for you at a certain point with a stop loss and all that. Now these sell stop limits now are a level higher of telling it when this and this happen, then let us jump in. But if this does not happen, leave it alone. But the other ones I was talking about is if, like now for the sell limit, the sell stop, it can, like now, if you, I'm looking for a good example. Okay, like now, if you were to put your, let's say for instance, you had seen this movement and then you're like, I just want to take a buy, not for many pips. I just want to take from here to this point. Let me use, in fact, an arrow so that I'm able to show you. I want to make, what is wrong with this thing? Where is that other arrow? That other arrow. I can't find that arrow. There's another arrow where you can, this one is not helping me. Anyway, like now, if you are to say, because the bearish movement was this long, also the bullish movement will be this long, then you tell yourself at this point that let me enter here for a buy. You put a buy stop. Now from this point, what happened? This opened, went up, and then closed here. Here you'll be triggered. But if you put it here, in this context at this point, and you put it here, so long as this candle does not progress upwards like that, and your buy stop is above it, your trade, even after several hours, will not kick in. And that's why you see this wick came all the way up, then after that it closed, then now the bearish candle melted. Now this one is fighting. So long as, it will depend how long you've had that buy stop there. If after this candle, then you are convinced it's going to melt downwards, then you removed it. Then when this candle now closes or shoots above here, you will not be inside the trade. But for that person who left it there, once this candle shoots above this level, then you're good. And then now you're in the market with potential of making money or losing money. That covers the pending orders, and that is the main reason why I was doing this video. The other thing that I might be forgetting is, oh yes, I wanted you guys to say whether I can also touch on TradingView. And it is important that I give you an example of why using this or your phone is much better than using TradingView binary option. Are you guys up for it, or guys are tired?
We're all for it, boss.
Okay.
We are up
Definitely.
for it. We are up for it.
So when I send you guys signals, this is what I use. And if we were to check here, you see this one is limited to the daily time frame. So you have the daily 8 hours, 4 hours, all the way until the 1 minute. But here you have up to the month. The charts normally look disgusting on 1 month and 1 week, but at least you're able to see much more. So you're able to get a little bit more data as opposed to this. Because now here, like now here, I was doing my analysis for VIX. This limits me only to the movements of the day. So that is one limitation. The other bit is here you can edit this stuff according to your preference in colors. Maybe there are those people who have a problem with color blocking. Red maybe is too intense for you. You can change it to yellow, whatever you want, you can customize it. The other limitation about this here, as opposed to the other one, is like now, let me show you. Is this thing? You see here, once you leave it for some time, once you leave it idle for some time, you see it tells you no connection, reload page. But this, if you can look here, this is moving. This is real time. So if most of the time you're using this, and like now I was going to look at the movement of VIX here and say, let's say for instance, I'm looking for a movement here. If I look at it, I might tell myself, this thing is going to buy. So I tell myself, this thing is going to shoot this way. But you see, if you're not keen, you will forget that this thing is not moving here. And now, if I move here to VIX on the daily, you see, there is now this candle and it's moving. If you want to know it's moving, you look at here. The last values after the decimal, you'll see they're changing. If you compare this and this, you will get trapped here. Because now here, I believe Panther sent you guys a book about candle patterns. There's some candles called tweezers. And when you encounter them, they show double-sidedness or indecisiveness. Now here, because it went green, it went black, and then it's not breaking through here. Then you tell yourself, it's going to buy. Then you go, you put in your trade and everything. But now look here. Yes, this is buying, but you are not sure of whether it's going to come here and melt down again. So this is where Panther, when Panther was telling you guys about patience, because if you compare, let me show you guys, if you compare the structure we had and this one, this thing is like it's tired. You see, if you look at this and you look